Hello, my name is Dylan Avila, and this is the game I made with Sean Mao and Callum Farrar. And this is the game where a person wakes up into a cave, finding out that they have powers between fire and water. They can switch between them. And the first scene we have is a wake up scene where they wake up in the cave. And here is the events that we made for it. And we used some of the events for the tutorial because they were just events that we constantly used and needed for each scene. Uh, Movement stays the same, WASD, but if we go into here, we also have the events for how the collisions work, how the elements switch between fire and water, and later to be found, lightning. Movement for player, collisions, and elements. So then after we go to the wake up scene, we go to the cave, which is the scene where players learn how to interact with chests and the environment, like the door over here for this cave, and how to shoot a fireball or water ball or lightning spell, and then learn how to switch between them. And once the player does that, they go to the lightning scene, which basically just lets the player practice what they just learned between switching between elements and shooting and also interacting. And then here is the chest where the player interacts to get lightning, but we made it specifically so that the player can only get lightning after acquiring that chest, not before. So if you try to use lightning before, it won't let you because we didn't add it that way. We wanted to make sure that it felt like the player earned it through playing the game. So then what we did for that was just if the player was in close proximity to the chest and they pressed R, then the lightning variable will be set to 1, which then if the lightning variable is set to 1, then it changes the variable lightning set to lightning, which in the tutorial screen, it says if the variable lightning element is lightning, you can shoot a lightning spell. And once the player gets lightning and everything, they'll go through a mini boss scene where they have to defeat the 3 spawners for each element of squid. And if they're able to defeat all 3, then they'll move on to the boss fight. But the way that we made this was making 3 separate spawners and then making mobs spawn from that spawner periodically, so it looks like they actually spawn from there. And we also made collisions with the mob with the player, so that if the player takes enough damage, he will die, and then he can respawn back. Same with the boss fight. It's the same 3 spawner mechanic, but this time there's a boss where you have to avoid his blocks and his attacks. And for the boss, we have to make a new separate sprite, which has its own health and creates objects with a timer. And the blocks each have a collision, so if it collides with the player, it will cause damage. And let me take you through a quick gameplay. Give me 1 second. Okay, so if you press A to awake, W is up, A is left, S is down, and then D is right. So then we go into R, we enter the cave. So then press R to interact with the environment, and then it tells you that is the correct way to do it. And if you get close enough to the spots, it will tell you to fire. Press left on the mouse pad. And if you try to shoot the water one with a fire orb, it would actually teach you that you need to learn press E for the water and then shoot. So right now you can shoot between water and fire, but I'm pressing Q and I cannot shoot lightning yet. But this next scene makes us earn lightning. So first we just practice with what we just learned. Now I shoot, change the fire, I switch to water. And now, as you can hear, I'm pressing Q, but I do not have lightning yet. But if I press R, I have learned the ability to use lightning. Now here is the mini boss area. Each of these squids have their own health, so you have to shoot them a good amount of times. But say that I die for some reason and I'm not able to complete this one on time, I will show you the respawn mechanic. As you can hear, we also added sound to let the player know that they're taking damage. Because it can get chaotic when all the squids come together and you don't know if you killed them or you took damage. So we made it easier for the player to know using sound. Also, being able to switch between elements is easier because you know it when you hear the sound that it makes. So 2 more squids and I should be able to die. So say that I die. Oh no, game's over. I press E and I respawn back with full health. Now if I just defeat all these squids, a new entrance appears and I enter to face the boss. Now it can get more hectic here because you have more things to try to avoid. But if I'm shooting the boss, and if you don't shoot the correct element to the squid, it will just negate it and just block it off. Okay, I defeated the boss, but its attacks are still going to be sent out. I'm going to try to defeat this before I die. Oh no. It can get fun after a while. So if I go into here, it says congratulations, you have escaped the cave. And that is basically our game. We had a lot of fun making it. It did get complicated after a while, but we were able to solve it. And yes, that is our game. Thank you.